Hello and welcome back to the Underestimate and an audition of Raw out of 10. IC champ Sami Zayn made his first defence Monday night in his hometown of Montreal against the man who prepared him to face Gunther at WrestleMania 40, Chad Gable. And a high stakes contest between two of the most skilled performers between Damian Priest and Jey Uso. The build continued to that, but we started off Raw with sad news that Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley was going to be out of action for the foreseeable future and must vacate her title due to her right shoulder injury. However, the Australian vowed to come back for her title, and anyone in her path before suggesting that she would end up in Montreal prison if Liv Morgan crossed her path. Morgan did so, but the security separated them, and obviously hugely disappointing news. But Ripley, I'm sure, will be back, and there'll be a legitimate star to carry the division. It really feels like this could be made for Morgan to kind of give her growth and set up a big feud when Rhea comes back. But yeah, best wishes to Rhea. Before Sheamus returned to the squared circle for the first time since August the 18th, the Celtic Warrior battled a fellow big man Ivar of the Viking Raiders in singles competition Monday night. The Irishman matched Ivar's physicality, proving he's not lost a step as far as that goes. Again, Ivar looked great as he continued to hit preparations for challenging Obafemi for the North American title, but ultimately found himself on the receiving end of a kneecap for the win, and Sheamus got back to winning ways. The Celtic Warrior should be in the mix for the championship in a picture that is suddenly brimming with talent. So yeah, that's good stuff. Gets a 6 out of 10 for me. I think just a good way to introduce Sheamus. Maybe I wouldn't have picked either a different opponent, but it did the job nonetheless. Triple H and Adam Pearce then introduced R-Truth and The Miz as the World Tag Championships and presented them with new belts. It was the latest opportunity to drive home the new eras, and yeah, of course there's some silly stuff with R-Truth as well. The segment went into a triple threat match between the Creeds, New Day and DIY. As one can imagine with such a pool of superstars, that would include the likes of these men. It was incredibly fun. The action was non-stop, the spots were fun and also creative, and the right team went over as DIY earned themselves a shot at the tag team titles. So yeah, on the whole, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Like I said, I really enjoyed this, really good fun. And yeah, I think prospect first opponents will have a great match, and yeah, maybe you could even see title changing hand. I don't think they'll have a long reign, that's for sure. Before it was time for Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile taking on Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Hartwell's embraced the dark side as evidenced by her partner Monday as she teamed with Candice LeRae to defeat Dupree and Nile. Australian did what she resisted the urge to do by underhandedly scoring the win on Dupree. The former women's champion had been ridiculed by LeRae for not doing what was necessary to score the win, and cheated just enough here, and judging by the look on her face, she liked the feeling. It's interesting to see how this will change moving forward, but there's room for there to go on and run in top heels. And yeah, I just hope now this storyline's kind of got going, it can continue, because yeah, so far it's been quite slow moving, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Before it was time for Andrade versus Dominic Mysterio, and yeah, one-on-one, of course, after being the same tag match at WrestleMania. Mysterio took advantage of the commercial break thanks to interference from JD. The resilient Andrade fought back though, thwarting attempts at interference and scoring the win with a twisting hammerlock DDT. A post-match beatdown concluded with Ricochet hitting the ring and chasing heels off. There are worse users of Ricochet and Andrade as loose allies against the Judgment Day, especially when WWE draft is on the horizon. Keeps them busy while figuring out what's going to happen with them. And yeah, their matches should be lots of fun, but I thought this match alone was decent. Andrade getting the win, and hopefully now Mania's out of the way, they can fully establish a program for him and get him doing some good stuff. Before it's time for Chance and Carter against Niven and Green. Chelsea Green won on a return to her native Canada this week. And yeah, it was her first victory in what felt like an eternity, but it's made possible with her powerful partner. This was fine for all it was, a showcase of the tag team division, specifically Green and Niven. With the Kabuki Warriors holding the titles, it may appear two heel teams go over as questionable, but it's only a matter of time before Cargo and Bale there take the belts, and building challenges for them should get the priority. So yeah, it gets 6 out of 10. I don't mind it. It makes sense the way we were going, and yeah, I think building out nicely. So yeah, like I say, 6 out of 10 from me. Next up on Monday Night Raw, Cody Rhodes addressed the Bell Centre to a deafening ovation, wasted little time thanking Seth Rollins before turning his attention to The Rock and the Bloodline. He said he believed the final boss has more than one match left in him to continue to tease the ideas of those two facing off. He then questioned what really caused Tamara Tonga to attack Jey Uso on SmackDown when Roman Reigns was not around to do it. The American Nightmare called out Jey and thanked him for helping him at WrestleMania and asked to return the favour if he needed to. This was not a newsworthy promo, but it was to get another top champion on the card and begin planting seeds for this new gen bloodline, and maybe a goodbye to Raw as well, which would be interesting because I can see him moving over to SmackDown now, but who sees, we'll see at the draft. Before it's time for Jey Uso against Finn Balor, in preparation for a showdown with Damian Priest, he battled his Judgment Day partner. The Irishman jumped Uso before the bell, but the babyface fought back. He stuck around long enough to mount a consistent comeback, avoiding the coup de grace and finishing his opponent with the Uso splash. A post-match beatdown ensured Uso fought free and took Priest, Balor and Dom and JD down before standing tall. It was a solid match out of the Uso and Balor that was concluded with the challenger getting one over on the champion and his cronies. Incredible and popular and able to withstand defeat from a credibility standpoint. Uso is the best option to challenge Priest at this pay-per-view. I think this is a fun match and really underline that point. And yeah, I think Uso could get a deafening reaction in France, which would be really exciting to see. Before Sami Zayn took on Chad Gable, Zayn retained the championship, a red hot matchup, and Gable continued the unfickle year that the Underdog from the Underground is having. The ultra competitive contest saw Zayn outlast his determined opponent, who repaid the champ by granting him a title match by attacking the victor during a post-match embrace with his wife. The heel turn was something that May felt was coming and gave something for Gable to do, which hadn't been for a long time. A serious and driven Gable with a clear motivation and by any means possible approach could do really well. And yeah, I think it was more impactful, obviously taking place in Sammy's hometown. So yeah, on the whole, 7 out of 10 for me. This was really good, and yeah, like the direction we're going to be going into the future with this as well. So yeah, good stuff. But anyway, overall this week, Raw gets a 7 out of 10 for me. I thought it was a really solid episode of Raw. Really enjoyable main event. Finn versus Jay, was good as well. And yeah, I also saw the likes of Cody on the card, etc, etc. So yeah, on the whole, I found it a really enjoyable episode of Raw, and gets a 7 out of 10 for me. Obviously minus the Ripley news, which was really sad. Guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.